Winning 289 Muya crystals does not stop Luo Feng from exploring. There is a mysterious force constantly driving him forward. As he inches forward and comes to a corridor, he is again shocked by what in front of him. A body nearly 8 meters long is lying in the middle of the passage. After confirming the body is lifeless by a quick scanning with optical computer, Luo Feng eases slowly forward. The body doesn't smell rotten. Its skin is shiny and black, the dark armor is intact, and a pair of big eyes are wide open, appearing high in spirits. At first glance, it looks like an ancient demon ape. The glance of it makes Luo Feng freeze and a chill rises from the bottom of his heart. Even a body is so intimidating. It's hard to imagine how strong the person was when he was alive. What kind of power can make him die intact? Luo Feng forces himself to calm down, carefully bypass the body, and goes into the depths. Less than a few hundred meters away, Luo Feng finds another half-open door, and he steps in with uneasiness. In a huge semicircle hall, 6 corpses are lying in disorder, 5 of whom are basically intact, and only one is a golden skeleton. Luo Feng seems to have entered another world, and everything in front of him is beyond his understanding. Luo Feng takes a closer at each corpse. Some of them, green-faced and long-toothed with sharp horns on their heads, are obviously not human species. One of them is like a bronze statue with its chest pierced through, but none viscera is seen. Luo Feng looks around curiously, trying to find some useful clues. The hall light suddenly comes on, and several strange beams of light shoot out. When they meet in the center of the hall, a virtual figure slowly appears, shaped like a child, but with 2 single horns on his forehead and a pair of blood-red eyes, and in a black robe. It looks like a small devil. Luo Feng, you're finally here. Luo Feng is stunned after hearing this. Why does the strange child-shaped man know his name? And why is he waiting for himself? The child does not explain but sighs. After waiting for 50,000 years, I finally found a suitable one. Luo Feng looks puzzled. 50,000 years? What's he suitable for? Have these corpses in the hall been there for 50,000 years? The child explains, seeing the confusion on Luo Feng's face. They are all the mourners of my master. He then asks Luo Feng to follow him to worship the so-called master. Luo Feng can't make it out at all. The only thing that can be confirmed is that if he doesn't do as the person in front of him says, he may die here immediately. With a flick of the child's small hand, a passage slowly emerges on the floor of the hall. The child jumps straight down, followed by Luo Feng. He falls nearly 30 meters before landing on the ground. In front of him, there is an empty hall. It's unknown what it is for. The child points his fingers in the void for a few times, and the ground slowly cracks. It seems that something is going to come out of the ground. The child turns to Luo Feng, who's confused. Do you have many questions? Luo Feng nods and says, yes. The child then begins his introduction. His name is Babata, a high-level intelligent life with the same feelings as human beings, able to cultivate and grow. 50,000 years ago, he was also a famous strong man in the universe. Unfortunately, he went through the war of destruction. His master perished and with his body destroyed, and he can only exist in virtual form as the result of the destruction of his body. While he's talking, a transparent crystal coffin has risen out of the ground. An elegant middle-aged man, lying quietly in the coffin, looks beautiful and exudes an indescribable charm. Babata throws himself on the coffin and cries master bitterly, tears streaming down his cheeks. Luo Feng is very curious about the identity of Babata's master. Before he can react, Babata shouts at him, "Get down on your knees." This sudden change of his attitude makes Luo Feng a little overwhelmed, and at the same time, he feels anger rising inside him. Luo Feng's reaction makes Babata lose his composure. Just because you are a disciple of Yun Mo planet, you should kneel down to my master. As soon as he said this, he calms down and gives Luo Feng an apologetic look. Sorry, I lost my cool. Then he explains that the person in the coffin was the owner of Yun Mo planet and the former owner of Dun Tiansuo, Hu Yanba. Luo Feng has known the name in the secret script of Dun Tian. He didn't expect to meet him under such circumstances without saying a word. Luo Feng immediately kneels on his knees and knocks his head 3 times solemnly. Seeing that Luo Feng is so sincere, Babata speaks. Would you like to take my master as your master? Take him as my master? Luo Feng is taken by surprise again. As the leader of the Yun Mo planet, Hu Yanba was once an immortal strong man, who had been in the universe for 60 million years and was regarded as a divine being. The 9 servants under his command are also immortal gods. The power of Yun Mo planet in its heyday could destroy hundreds of billions of Earth. Compared with the universe, the Earth's civilization is just in the bud, like a prehistoric civilization. Breaking out of the Earth relies on more powerful alien civilization inheritance. Now what's in front of Luo Feng is a great opportunity. Luo Feng has the right to refuse, but the consequence is that Babata wipes him out and waits for the next suitable successor in order to keep Yun Mo planet's secret. Luo Feng looks at Babata helplessly. How? Babata explains to him that the master of Yun Mo planet's collecting for the strong is supposed to be made public, but now all unnecessary formalities can be dispensed as he has perished. Luo Feng only needs to kowtow to the coffin for 8 times. Babata is now in charge of the inheritance of the Yun Mo planet. Luo Feng can unlock it one by simply growing up step by step. The real transformation of Luo Feng has just begun.